I'm going to do a little bit more on exercise 1 so that we make sure that we're getting the most out of this. So everything having to do with playing the guitar, for me, it's not so much about playing the guitar, it's about creating our own neurological experience. We're in charge of it. We're helping our brain grow and develop new pathways. And while we might understand that sort of in theory, this is the actual application of the effect. We're doing it ourselves. We're not having it done to us. We're not being conditioned by outside forces. We're engaged in a self-conditioning process. The structure for our self-conditioning process here is learning to play Soleares, but it could be applied to anything, art, any application of our own intention. In exercise 1, which we'll look at in a moment, the main thing we're doing is we're forming our A chord, as we said, with the hinge. One finger, the index finger, on 4 and 3, and the second finger on the second string, all on the second fret, creating the A chord made of 3 tones. And probably the most prominent thing that we're doing is we're working on this Rasgueado effect of playing with all 4 fingers. First the index, then the pinky, then the ring finger, then the middle finger, back to the first finger for the 1 or the 2 or the 3, etc., for the downbeat. So we can just practice that. That's already probably for all of us. If you're doing this, and if you don't already know it, it's a neurological feat because we're not used to moving our fingers in this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not used to doing that. I am, because I've been doing it for a little while, I'm not a master at it, but I can do it maybe a little bit more easily than you can. After a year of playing, you'll be able to do it more easily. We're training our muscles, we're training our brain, we're telling our brain, hey, you got to do this thing, let's get good at doing it. Our drive is to become more economical, to do things more easily and with less effort. And so the brain is working all the time at trying to make that happen. Right now it's a lot of mental effort to try and do this, a lot of physical effort, but in time it's going to become natural. And when it does become natural, that's an indication to us that our brain has grown. Okay, here we are again. 1 E and 2, 3, 4 E and 5, 6, 7 E and 8, 9, 10 E and 11, 12, 1 E and 2, 3, 4 E and 5, 6, 7 E and 8, 9, 10 E and 11, 12. Okay, I've set my metronome for 40 beats per minute. This is a little bit slower than I've practiced it with a metronome. So one of the first things we want to do is see if we can get that beat through our timing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I'm going to try to do eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and breathe. Now I'm going to try and do 16 notes, which is the Rasgueado pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4. So that we're going to count 1 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 5 E and 6 E and 7 E and 8 E and 9 E and 10 E and 12 E and now I'm going to try and do it with the beat that we have for the exercise 1. 1 E and 2, 3, 4 E and 5, 6, 7 E and 8, 9, 10 E and 12. Sorry, 12. Try again. 1 E and 2, 3, 4 E and 5, 6, 7 E and 8, 9, 10 E and 11, 12. Pretty good. 40 beats per minute. I will try to play it. So forming our A hinge chord. We're going to talk about the A some more, but for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So that was going through quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, eighth notes, 1, 2, 3, 16th notes. Now we'll try the Rasgueado exercise 1 as it's written. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Try again. 1, 2, try exercise 1 at 48 beats per minute. So we can start off by counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and... It's interesting because we're going to find this a lot. As something is easy, we do it faster. So our objective is actually, so even though it's easier for me to say and than it is to count the number, I start saying 11 and. Yeah, I'm like, the and is coming quicker. We'll do the same thing with the guitar. This was hard, this is easy, da 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 da. So we always have this habit of kind of making things go faster, and very important to our practice, we try to rein that in. So, and working with the metronome is the way to do that. It tells us about ourselves. So, 1E and 2, 3, 4E and 5, 6, 7E and 8, 9, 10E and 11, 12, 1E and 2, 3, 4E and 5, 6, 7E and 8, 9, 10E and 11, 12. Sixteenth notes. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 5E and 6E and 7E and 8E and 9E and 10E and 11E and 12E and clapping. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 5E and 6E and 7E and 8E and 9E and 11E and 12E and Okay, so that's 48 beats per minute. I would like to say that this is already a massive accomplishment. The things that you're doing now, if you're doing it within the 1 week that I'm suggesting, or it took 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or a month, it really doesn't matter how long it took. The place that you started and the place that you are now is significantly different for your brain. Your brain has dealt with the situation that you've presented it, and it now can do it. You can do it accordingly. And it's, I mean, to me, it's mind-blowing, honestly. Okay. 56 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 5E and 6E and 7E and 8E and 9E and 10E and 11E and 12E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 5E and 6E and 7E and 8E and 9E and 10E and 11E and 12E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 5E and 6E and 7E and 8E and 9E and 10E and 11E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 5E and 6E and 7E and 9E and 10E and 11E and 12E and whoo-wee. Okay, so what we're learning right now with breaking up these beats, 1 and 2 and 1E and 2E and that is so ridiculously foundational to all of the music that we're doing. And not just dealing with quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes. It's dealing with the division of time and the thing that we're producing, sound. So when it starts, when it ends, etc., etc. This is music. So this is the foundational aspect of music. We're getting our brain to appreciate this foundational aspect of music. Okay, let me try and play this exercise 1 at 56 beats per minute. And you'll notice that I'm stalling. You'll notice I'm stalling. You'll notice that throughout all of this that I'm basically, right now, I'm having the metronome work on the quarter notes, and then we're dividing it into eighth notes and 16th notes. So I think that this is something that I found has been beneficial for me in my first year of study, is to think of just make the quarter notes consistent and then figure out how I play inside of those quarter notes. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, those are my foundational downbeats, and the divisions within those are up to me to fit them in. Okay, let's try this. Hinge A, begin. Something there, I went ahead or something. Try again. 3, 4, Something happened there. I think I lost my focus since I produced a couple of these going all along. My mind is wandering a little bit, and maybe I'm a little bit tired. So I'm going to try again later. So what's going to happen in a second is me doing 56 beats per minute. And what I noticed in producing 56 beats per minute is that after doing 40, I think, and then 48, at 56, my mind was kind of wandering. I wasn't as focused on the time as I was before, and it was a little bit wonky. So I'm going to post 56 in this sort of wonky style anyway, but taking away the lesson that I basically lost some focus, and the loss of focus affected my ability to play, and actually it's developing this focus. This is also part of what we're trying to do with our music practice. So what I do is I notice. I want to notice my involvement in what I'm doing. It's not a mistake. We're not making mistakes. We're doing exactly what we're doing. So if we want to be doing something else, if we're visualizing some other kind of experience, then we simply note what we are doing, and then we try to adjust. We try to exert our will over our behavior, over our thoughts, over our brain, over our body, etc., etc. So that's all it is. It's not like, oh, I did something so terribly wrong. I didn't do something terribly wrong. I did something that was absolutely natural and according to who I was in the moment, and I got tired, etc., whatever it was, or I didn't have the ability or knowledge or practice, etc. It's not a mistake. It's just what is. And then I say, oh, okay, that's what is. What do I want it to be? And then I try again. So I noticed when I was playing at 56 beats per minute that I was a little out of time. I actually usually play all of these things at 56 beats per minute. This has kind of been my practice speed for a little while. And so it's kind of interesting. I'm filming the video. I got a little bit nervous. I wasn't relaxed and I wasn't focused. And so it got a bit wonky. These are also things that we simply want to notice, because our fundamental way of being with any of these practices is to be as relaxed as possible. That's what we want. That's what's going to create the greatest neurological development, if we want to think of it that way. And if I do it some other way, there's something else that I can adjust. So this teaches me I need to be more relaxed, more focused in a relaxed way.